Hello and welcome to the channel, and I'm here for a CD collection video for you guys. Now for this collection video, this will be a collection for 4 bands that are in progressive rock, and those bands are Rush, Yes, Genesis, and King Crimson. Now keep in mind, when it comes to Genesis and King Crimson, I don't have all the studio albums from them, but I probably will eventually collect the rest of their albums. But yeah, I do have a lot of CDs for this video, especially for Rush. So let's go ahead and start off with Rush. So first we got the debut album, Fly By Night, Caress of Steel, 2112, which is of course one of their best, 2112 Deluxe Edition, 2112 Anniversary Edition, All the World's a Stage, A Farewell to Kings, Hemispheres, Hemispheres Anniversary Edition, Permanent Waves, Permanent Waves Anniversary Edition, Moving Pictures, which is probably my favorite album from these guys, Signals, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, one of their more underrated albums. I do like this album. Hold Your Fire, Presto, Chronicles, Roll the Bones, Counterparts, Test for Echo, which is an album that's actually grown on me. There was a time where this was my least favorite Rush album, but I don't know if I'd say that anymore. There's a lot of songs on this album that have actually really grown on me, and yeah, I do like the album. Retrospective 1, Retrospective 2, Retrospective 3, Vapor Trails, Vapor Trails Remixed, The Spirit of Radio, Feedback, Gold, Snakes and Arrows, Working Men, Icon, Icon 2, and Clockwork Angels. So that's it for Rush. Let's go ahead and move on to Yes, the debut album, Time in a Word, the Yes album, which is of course one of their best, Fragile, Close to the Edge, which is probably my favorite Yes album, Tales from Topographic Oceans, Relayer, Going for the One, kind of an underrated album. I'd say it's probably their most underrated album. Tormato, Drama, (90125), Probably the best of their 80s work. Big Generator. Union. The very best of Yes. Talk. One of their weaker albums, but it's not all bad though. Keys to Ascension. Open Your Eyes. Probably their weakest album, but once again, it's not all bad though. The Ladder. Magnification. And Fly From Here. So that's it for Yes. Let's go ahead and move on to the next band, Genesis. Trespass. Foxtrot. Probably their best album, at least I would say. Selling England by the Pound. This was one of the albums that really helped me get into Genesis. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Trick of the Tail. I think this is another one of their best albums. Wind and Wuthering. Duke. Abacab. Self-titled album. Invisible Touch, which is my favorite of their 80s work. I think this is a great album, and I know that album does kind of get some hate from people for being too poppy or, you know, not as proggy or whatever, but I really don't care. I really enjoy the album. But next, we got We Can't Dance. One of their weaker albums, but it's not all bad. Same with this album, Calling All Stations. Probably one of their worst or either their worst, but I still think it's good for what it is. Next, we got Turn It On Again. And finally, Platinum Collection. All right, so that's it for Genesis. Let's go ahead and move on to the last band on this list, King Crimson. In the Court of the Crimson King, which is, I think, their best album. In the Wake of Poseidon, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, definitely a great album. Lizard. Islands. Red. Discipline. Probably the best of their 80s work. Three of a Perfect Pair. Thrack. The Power to Believe. And finally, The Night Watch. So that's it for this collection video, guys, for Rush, Yes, Genesis, and King Crimson, all legends in progressive rock. And these are my top 4 favorite progressive rock bands. And yeah, definitely all great bands. If you haven't heard of one of these bands or any of these bands and you would like to check them out, you should definitely check out these albums. If you're curious where you should start with these guys, of course, feel free to let me know. And if you want to check them out, and I'll let you know which albums you should start out with and whatnot. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think of this collection. Do you have any CDs from this, from any of these bands? Do you have all their CDs? Feel free to let me know in the comments. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.